Hello guys, welcome to Learning with PrepClass. I am Bisi, I am a PrepClass tutor. It's always good to be here as your tutor. Alright, so what do we have in this video? In this video, we're going to be solving Akwa Pre-vocational Studies, Agricultural Science for the year 2019 from questions 1 to 5. Subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to like and comment on our videos. You can also share with your friends too. Thank you. Alright, so let's move on to the first question in this video. Dash is a chemical used in controlling weeds in the farm. A. Herbicide. B. Chemicide. C. Weed chemical. D. Weedicide. Whoa, this is very obvious. I hope you know the answer to this. Okay, so what is a chemical used in controlling weeds in the farm? That's herbicides. So herbicides are also commonly known as weed killers. They are the substances that are used to control weeds. Remember, weeds are unwanted plants. Okay, so herbicides are the substances that are used to control unwanted plants in the farm. So the answer is herbicides. So the correct option here is A, herbicide. It's not chemicide. There is nothing like chemicide. It's not weed chemical and it's not weedicide. I haven't heard that before too. Weedicide. That sounds weird. Okay, so the correct option is A, herbicide. So let's move on to question 2. Which of the following are both field and storage pests? A. Grasshopper and aphid. B. Termites and weevils. C. Stem borer and cotton stainer. D. Caterpillar and locust. So, first of all, to be able to answer this question, we need to know what field pests are and what storage pests are. So, let's learn what these two are. Field pests are insects or other animals that damage or destroy crops that are still growing or waiting to be harvested in the field. So you find field pests on the field while the plants are still growing or while they are still waiting to be harvested. Okay, so but what about storage pests? Storage pests are insects or other animals that damages or destroys stored food. So you find this kind of pest in storage where they store the harvested crops. Okay, so that's where you find the storage pest. So now that we know the meaning of field pests and storage pests, we need to know what kind of pests the options are. So the option A is grasshopper and aphid. Grasshopper and aphids are field pests. You find them on the field. You find them destroying or damaging crops on the field. Termites and weevils are found both on the field and in storage. Okay, so termites and weevils are both field and storage pests. Stem borer and cotton stainer, these are pests that are found on the field, so they are field pests. Caterpillar and locust, these two are field pests because they are found on the field. They damage crops on the field. So now that we have done this, so which of them is the correct option? Which of the following are both field and storage pests? So the correct option is B, termites and weevils. So of all the options here, it's only option B that are pests of both field and storage. Okay, so termites and weevils are field and storage pests. So the correct option is B, termites and weevils. Check. Question 3. Sign that shows the presence of a disease on organism is known as A, causative organism, B, pathogen, C, symptom, D, vector. So for us to be able to choose the correct option, we need to know what each of these options mean. Option A is causative agent. What is a causative agent? This is an organism. This could be bacteria, fungi, or virus that causes a disease. Do you know an example of a causative organism? Try. Okay, so what about coronavirus? So coronavirus is the causative agent of the COVID-19 disease, right? Okay, so that's an example of a causative organism. Pathogen. So pathogen and causative organism, that the same thing. Okay, so a pathogen is an organism that causes disease. For example, we can have Salmonella typhi. This is the causative agent of typhoid fever. Okay, so what about symptom? Symptom is the physical or mental feature that indicates the presence of a disease. So it's something that you can see that would help you to know, oh, this animal or this person has this particular disease. For example, coughing now. Coughing could be a symptom of coronavirus. So when someone is coughing, it could be, it doesn't mean that the person has coronavirus, but it could be a symptom of COVID-19, or it could also be a symptom of tuberculosis or other kind of diseases. So what you can see, the physical things that you can see, these are symptoms. Okay, the physical things that you can see or the mental feature that you can see that indicates the presence of a disease is called a symptom. Okay, now the last option is vector. What is a vector? A vector is an organism that does not cause disease itself but spreads infection by conveying pathogens from one host to another. One perfect example here is mosquito. Many people think that mosquito is the causative agent of malaria. That's not true. Mosquito is only a vector. So what it does is that it transmits the pathogen, which is called Plasmodium falciparum. It transmits it to the host. So it's not actually the mosquito that is causing malaria. No, it's the pathogen that it harbors. So it harbors a particular pathogen that causes malaria. Okay? So which of the options is correct? Sign that shows the presence of a disease on organism is known as symptom. So symptom is the sign that shows the presence of a disease on an organism. Number 4, if an animal is able to endure without pain in the effect of a disease, the animal is said to be dashed to the disease. A. Immune. B. Susceptible. D. Resistant. D. Tolerant. So for us to be able to choose the correct option, we need to find out what each of this mean. Okay, so the first one is immune. So to be immune to a disease means to be resistant to an infection. Okay, so some people get this immunity against diseases. Like if you get immunization for tuberculosis, so it means that you'll be resistant to it. You won't be able to have that infection. Okay, so to be immune means to be resistant to an infection. To be susceptible means to be at risk of getting infected by a disease. For example, humans that have HIV are susceptible to other kinds of diseases. This is because their immune system is already so weak that they can easily get other infections. They are at risk of getting other kinds of infections. Okay, what about resistance? To be resistant to a disease means to be able to prevent or reduce the presence of a disease. Okay, so to be resistant and to be immune are similar. Now, the last one, the tolerance. So to be tolerant to a disease means to be able to endure or perform even while being infected. Okay, so which of the options is correct now? If an animal is able to endure without pain in the effect of a disease, the animal is said to be tolerant to the disease. So the correct option is D, tolerant. Now let's move on to question 5. To make flavor or special taste of food, dash crops are needed. A. Spices. B. Oil. C. Vegetable. D. Beverage. So which of the following options is correct? So let's find out. What are spices? Spices are plant substances primarily used for flavoring or coloring food. An example is turmeric. So turmeric is a spice. Okay, so they are plant substances that are used for flavoring or coloring food. Now, what about oil? Oil is a liquid derived from petroleum used as fuel or lubricant. I'm sure all of you know this. Okay, so what about vegetables? Vegetables are parts of plants that are consumed by humans or other animals as food. So there are different kinds of vegetables that we eat as food. Okay, beverage is a liquid excluding water intended for human consumption. So all the liquid that are used for human consumption except water are called beverages. Examples are tea, coffee. These are examples of beverages. So which of the options is correct? To make flavor or special taste of food, dash crops are needed. A. Spices, B. Oil, C. Vegetable, D. Beverage. So the correct option is spices. To make flavor or special taste of food, spices crops are needed. Okay, so the correct option is A. Spices. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're able to learn a lot. So please like and comment on this video. This would encourage us to do more videos like this. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because this is where you can get a lot of videos like this that would help you to prepare for your junior waec examinations. Also, you can join us on WhatsApp by clicking on the link in the description below. Till I come your way next time. Bye for now.